Namaste, everyone. This is Bhuvan again from Coach Me Nepal. I'm here again with another awesome learn and grow session. As you know, we do this every week. And why do we do this? Because Coach Me is a platform focused on learning, growing, and transforming, right? And we say this every week. Today, I'm going to talk about life design, or what I also call three MIQs. We will discuss some techniques I learned in goal setting from a Mindvalley masterclass run by Vishen Lakhiani. So these again are not entirely my ideas, but I was inspired by Vishen's masterclass, and I just want to share this with you. Right. So let's get this started. I'm sure, like many of you, I've tried many goal setting tools and techniques since my graduation from high school in hopes of increasing my productivity and also to try and motivate myself. Effective, goal setting tools tend to motivate me a little bit, and I'm sure it does the same to you as well. I've tried many techniques like smart goals, cascading goals, or goals with percentage weights against them. But the problem is, I never could really find any of these very useful or even practical. The issue I have with SMART goal is that this technique does not really encourage us to set really ambitious or challenging goals. It sets limitations on our vision by demanding our goals to be attainable or realistic, right? It wants our goals to be realistic, which literally means ordinary goals. However, majority of the successful people that inspire me have achieved really unrealistic goals that would have seemed, impossible or unattainable when they actually set their goals initially, right? The cascading goals are even more problematic. As far as I can see here, the president or a CEO of an organization sets her or his goals, and then the vice presidents set their goals to support the CEO's outcomes or objectives. Then the vice president would be followed by managing director, who is then followed by other directors, or who will be then followed by managers, and so on and so forth. So basically, what happens is the CEO sets the goal, managing director sets his or her goals, to support CEO's goals, and then the director sets her his goals to support vice president's goals, and then the manager supports the managing director's goals, and so on. So in this technique, apart from the president, everyone else seems to be at the mercy of the person directly above her or him. So there's no freedom or independence in the system, except for the CEO, right? Then comes the percentage goal setting. This, as the name suggests, of course, right? So works on assumptions that some goals are more important than the others and encourages us to act on goals that has more weightage in terms of importance first. The problem with this system is that goals are usually, dynamic. It requires changes and adjustments depending on situations. So if I identified a goal to carry a weight of 5% while I was setting goals, but after taking a few steps towards it, I may start feeling that this goal is worth 15%, not 5%. So, goals are usually changing. And when we actually set the goals, we're not completely aware of the weightage of the goal. So we start taking steps towards it. And the weightage of the goals could go down or up. That's the realistic way. But this system makes this very complicated, right? So this could create complications that are just not pretty. Also, this system can become even more complex during appraisal of a team or a department. It may make managers feel like they're solving some complex maths problem rather than appraising someone. Um, the main issue I have with most of these tools is that it expects you to get to your goals, and makes you feel really bad or makes you feel like a failure when you don't achieve these goals. However, when you do reach your goal, the ecstasy or the sense of achievement only lasts for a few minutes, or maybe an hour or so, maybe a few weeks, or maybe a few months. right? And if it lasts for a few months, you've done exceptionally well. But after that, the excitement goes down, the sense of achievement goes down, the motivation you receive from achieving that goal goes down. So most techniques actually do take care of this issue a little bit by demanding us to make our goals attainable or realistic. So when you make your goal attainable or realistic, what happens? The chances of you getting to your goals increases, right? But I was always taught that there's no such thing as impossible, or I've read plenty of books that taught me to set really high, unrealistic goals. After all, if a tea seller in India can become prime minister, and if you look at the achievements of Elon Musk, setting attainable goals make no sense, right? If Prime Minister Modi was thinking, what would be a realistic goal for me? Would he be, thinking of becoming the Prime Minister of India? Or just imagine if Elon Musk was thinking of realistic goals or attainable goals. Would he have achieved what he's achieved today? I doubt it. So we're all capable of incredible things. And to set goals not keeping this in mind is really limiting ourselves in the most unfair way possible, I think. Now, finally, I discovered a goal setting tool that seemed to really work for me. And I wanted to share this with you. Like I said in the beginning, I learned this through one of the masterclasses conducted by Vishen Lakhiani from Mindvalley. And he calls this the three most important questions, or simply the three MIQs. The three MIQs sounds way cooler. First thing I discovered with this tool is the difference between means goals and end goals. A lot of times we confuse means goals with end goals. Means goals are not your ultimate goals, but they're just your guide to your end goals. End goals, on the other hand, are what make you feel complete, or goals that you would not compromise at all, or they are exactly what you want from life, right? Means goals are only milestones on your pathway to end goals. And you would not expect their achievements to make you feel complete or fulfilled or, satisfied, or, it wouldn't give you a sense of um, complete satisfaction if you achieved it. And on the other hand, if you fail to achieve your means goals, it's not the end of the world, because you can change your means goals and find another way to get to your end goals. Now, to make this clearer to you, I can give you an example. Your end goal could be to watch your favorite football team play live at Old Trafford Stadium, right? This is your ultimate end goal, as there's nothing greater you want to achieve using this end goal as stepping stone. However, there could be an online context that offers 2 air tickets to the match, air tickets and then the match tickets as prizes. You want to participate in this contest and win these 2 tickets, and this becomes your means goals. Winning this contest is not your end goal, as your end goal is to watch your favorite team play at Old Trafford. However, winning this contest is your means goal, because this will take you to your end goal. Now, what happens if you do not win this contest? You can still pursue your end goals by finding another means goal to take you to the stadium. So if you fail at achieving your means goals, this will not make you a failure. You can still get to your end goal. Obviously, there could be many means goals to get to your end goals. Or you could, even use a similar example with life in general. Let's say your end goal could be to have an impact on a local school in a village and help the children in this school to get opportunities that are not available to them at the moment. However, to get to this end goal, you could have a means goals of becoming a CEO of a company by the age of 35 and earn X amount of money, so you can support this school in some ways. If you do not have clearly defined end goals and mean goals, what could happen is you could become CEO of a company by the age of 35, and you're still not satisfied. You're still frustrated because it's not really satisfying for you, or your achievement does not feel fulfilling enough for you. The other scenario could be you fail to become the CEO and you feel like complete failure because your end goals and means goals are not clearly defined. Whereas if you had identified that being a CEO was only your means goals, you could look for other means to get to your target of creating an impact at that school. It will not make you feel like a failure, even though you were not successful at being a CEO at 35. You could still find other ways of achieving your end goal. A lot of us waste our time and energy frustrated and unhappy doing things that are completely opposite to what we want, thinking that they are our end goals. We think promotion in our career is our ultimate goal, or salary increment is our ultimate goal. And when we achieve this, we still feel incomplete. When you're certain about your end goals, everything else then becomes your means goals. Now, with this tool, you're expected to answer 3 MIQs of your life. MIQs stands for most important questions. Right? And that would then lead you towards the goal that really inspire you. Or that would lead you to your end goals. The 3 most important questions are related to experiences, growth, contributions, the 3 MIQs. These 3 MIQs are basically about discovering your end goals and not your mean goals. This tool lets you bypass the means goals altogether and focus on the end goals alone. Vishen from Mindvalley advises us to take 90 seconds to answer each of these 3 questions. Now, he wants you to spend not more than 90 seconds because overthinking it may not have the desired effect. So you're spending exactly 90 seconds to answer each of these 3 questions. You're expecting your instinct to guide you instead of polluting it with your thoughts that could be influenced or biased. Just let the answers flow through you straight from your heart. You're advised to keep writing the whole 90 seconds. In the starting, you may not get what you actually want, but as you keep writing, at one point, your critical mind shuts off. And what actually matters starts flowing out of you. There are no right or wrong answers here. And this will help you explore what really makes your life extraordinary for you. Now, let's get to the questions. The 3 questions are, the first one is related to experience. So what kind of experience do you want in your life? The second one is related to growth. So what do you want to grow? How do you want to grow? And how do you want to develop yourself? And the third is related to contribution. How do you want to contribute to the world? Some examples, like let's consider money, right? Money is a means goal. Money can buy you experiences for us that improves our quality of life, and hence it is very important. But we do not really measure success of our lives with the size of our bank account. So money cannot be our end goals. It's just our means goal. According to Anthony Robbins, one of the most renowned author and motivational speaker, we all have 2 big spiritual needs. One is to grow and improve ourselves, and the other is to contribute in some ways to the world around us. True fulfillment comes from these 2 aspects of our lives. These tools lets us forget the means goals and go straight to the end goals, and this creates the most powerful goal setting you can do for your life. However, these 3 MIQs need to be answered first. This system allows you to drive yourself directly to the heart of being happy. How do we do this, right? Let me share my screen with you, and I'll actually show you how this is done. How do I share screen? Okay. So we draw 3 columns. Okay. So let's just say these are 3 columns, right? So first one is experiences. So um, do excuse my perfect handwriting because yeah, I'm really good at this. So first one is experiences, right? You create a column called experiences. So what does it involve? This involves your experiences, what kind of experiences you want in your life, right? So when you're doing this, you have to assume that you have unlimited funds. Don't worry about money. Remember, you're not focusing on what's realistic or attainable, right? You have unlimited funds. That's what you keep in mind. So what kind of experiences you wish to have in this lifetime? What type of house do you want to live in? You know, maybe a 2-story house, right? Um, with compound, maybe. If you want, you can mention the color of the house. Just keep writing it down, right? What kind of experience would you like to have with your friends? Maybe I'll have weekly get together with my friends, right? Get together. So you get the idea. Um, Again, don't focus on the handwriting. And what kind of social life would you like to have? Do you want to travel? Yes, of course, I want to travel. And where do I want to travel? I want to go like travel twice a year. That's a strange spelling of twice, but you get the point. Twice a year. Where do I want to travel to? I want to go to Vietnam and I want to go to Laos, whatever. So you basically write down everything you want to experience, even things like, I want to wake up every morning with a smile on my face. I want to wake up happy. Or, what kind of activities would you like to explore? Maybe, you want to jump off a bungee bridge with the cord. Maybe, you want to experience ice hockey. I don't know. Whatever you want to experience, like a bucket list for you, right? Note down everything that you want, that you dream of doing in this lifetime, and everything that would make you feel happy and joyful, right? And then what happens? The next one is growth. So what do you write down here? The growth column deals with your intellectual life. What kind of skills would you like to acquire? How do you want to see yourself grow, and in what areas do you want to see yourself grow? How would you like to develop yourself? Do you want to learn how to play a musical instrument? Yeah, why not? I can say I'll learn to play guitar, right? Why not? Do you want to learn a new language? Yeah, maybe, within 3 years, I'll learn how to speak Chinese, right? So how else do you want to grow? Do you want to develop your social skills? Write everything down. Maybe you're not good at making friends. You need to develop your social skills. How do you do that? You can maybe take a training course, but you don't have to go into that much of a detail, right? You can just mention, I want to develop my social skills. What about your leadership skills? Do you want to work on how to manage, challenging moments in life? Maybe you're someone who gets panicked every time you face a challenge in life. Maybe you want to work on that a little bit. How do you want to develop your health side of things? Maybe you want to get fitter. Would you like to live to be a 90 years old? And how active do you want to be when you're old? So everything everything related to your growth, you mentioned it down here. Maybe you want to explore your spiritual life and go deeper into self exploration. That can come here as well. Here, you're noting down anything you'd want to develop about yourself. Now, the last one is contribution. Contribution. Okay, you get the point. Again, don't focus on the handwriting. So the last one is contribution, right? So in what way would you like to contribute to this world? As we all know that giving back is the surest way to happiness. If you're giving back something to the society, it is bound to make you feel happy in some ways. Even contribution to your family and friends count. Just mention it right here. In what way would you want to contribute to your family? Or in what way would you want to help your friends or contribute towards your friendship? How can you contribute towards your society or city or country or the entire planet? How would you want to make this place better in some ways? Write down everything, smallest to the biggest of contributions you have in mind. Everything you can write it down, and think about what you can do to make this planet even slightly better. What will be your legacy when you're gone? Right? Is there any problem you'd like to solve for this planet? Is there any problem you'd like to solve for humanity? Would you want to volunteer at a village or a school in remote area? Basically note down anything and everything you can think of, right? And this is how it's done. You create the 3 columns of MIQs, and this gives you almost like the map of your life. These are your end goals in terms of experiences, growth, and contributions. Instead of saying, I'll make X amount of money, you're saying these are the kind of experiences that I would like to have in my life. And instead of saying, I want promotion in my career, what you're saying is that my end goals is I would want to be a better leader. I would want to be better at communication. I want to improve myself. I want to grow in these areas. And the other end goal in terms of contribution, I want to contribute, make an impact in the society that I live in. I want to make a difference in the world that's around me. So this is a very different way of looking at goal setting, right? And this is it. This is the 3 MIQs way of goal setting. This bypasses all the means goals. You're not talking about promotions. You're not talking about buying, you're not talking about any of the means goals. You're going straight to the stadium. You're not putting a lot of emphasis on participating in that contest that we talked about earlier. So bypasses all the means goals and goes directly towards your end goals. This system gives me, at least I can talk about myself, this gives me a lot of flexibility, and failure is taken out of the system altogether. Now, even if I face setbacks or if I fail at achieving any of my means goals, I know that I'm not a failure, and I can look for other means of getting to my end goals, right? So if I fail to get the promotion I was hoping for, and I didn't get it, then what can I do? I can look for other mean goal to make an impact at the school that I was thinking of, to contribute to the society that I was thinking of. So my end goals is not affected by my means goals. It is, of course, it could be delayed because if I face setbacks, but I wouldn't completely fail, right? When you now set your means goals, you can always check if they are in congruence with your end goals, and this can be done very easily. If I have to give you an example, if you have, I want to travel around the world regularly, on your experiences column, right? On the first column, you've written down, I want to travel around the world regularly. That's the experiences you want to experience in your lifetime. But you can now check your means goal if 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 you want to be a CEO of a very successful corporate company, is it congruent? So end goal says you want to travel around the world regularly, and your mean goal says I want to be a successful CEO of a major company. Is it congruent? Do you think it is practical for a successful CEO of a major corporate company to travel so frequently? So you can check it against your end goals and say maybe this means goal doesn't work for me, and you can change your means goal, right? So now once you've created your MIQs and created your means goals in congruence with your MIQs, you're all set. Remember, your means goals can keep changing. If it doesn't work, try something else. Change your goals. Means goals are easy to change. End goals are something that you've thought about. It's your ultimate goal, so that doesn't change that much. But means goals can keep changing. So once everything is congruent, you can put these three MIQs in a big sheet of paper, frame it, and put it up on your bedroom wall, right? And this system has actually worked wonders for me, and I loved this tool. I've used it quite frequently now, and this has worked wonders for me, and I really enjoyed it. And I wanted to share with you this amazing tool that I learned from Mindvalley. So this is it. So this is the end of the session. I hope you actually learned something from this, because I learned quite a bit from Mindvalley. And if you have suggestions or requests, please drop us a line at coachmenepal@gmail.com. If you have feedback, don't hesitate to share them with us. You can put it on comments or write to us in some ways. Send us an email or something. We'll be coming with more free sessions in the coming weeks, and some sessions that are not that free, because some of these sessions are awesome and we put in a lot of work into it. Again, please like, subscribe, and share, because we love you, and we really do. And as you know, our goal is to reach and take these learnings to children in remote areas of Nepal who have no access to these kind of learnings, and of course at no cost at all. We are targeting to reach 2 million children, so your support will go a long way. We also have a lot of programs coming in the next few months. In December, we have NLP practitioner training, NLP master practitioner training, NLP and influence for business professionals. All these programs are coming in December. So if you want to know more about these, please write to us, or send us messages on our inbox, on Facebook page, or you can just put it on your comment, on our comment on YouTube, and then we can respond to you in some ways. Until then, stay safe, love yourself, love the people around you, be kind to them, because kindness is the answer to everything. And stay positive, and positive in not that way. Thank you. Good night.